You know what's interesting? Florida has all kinds of destinations people are eyeing for their next move. But Jacksonville is quietly becoming one of the fastest growing cities in the state and actually just passed Miami in population. That's right, Jacksonville now has over 1 million residents while Miami has just under 500,000. And so the question becomes, why are so many people choosing the northeast coast instead of heading further south? The truth is, these two cities offer completely different lifestyles, and depending on what season of life you're in, one may be a much better fit than the other. So today we're going to walk through what really sets them apart, from the cost of living to the pace of daily life, the kinds of jobs you'll find, and even the communities and neighborhoods that tend to draw people in. By the end, my hope is that you'll have enough of the right information to see which city actually lines up with what you want your life to look like. But first, if we haven't met yet, my name is Josh Rogers. I've been a real estate agent here in Northeast Florida for the past 15 years, and in that time, I've helped hundreds of families make the move here. What I've noticed is that those moves don't usually start with a big decision or a plane ticket. They almost always start with a simple text. Someone reaches out and says, "Hey Josh, we're thinking about Jacksonville. Here's what's important to us." And then we go from there. And honestly, that's my favorite part of what I do, getting to know someone's lifestyle, their goals, their season of life, and then finding a home in a neighborhood that feels like a fit, not just on paper, but in real life. So if you're watching this and you're in that early stage of just gathering information, keep in mind that's what I'm here for. You don't have to have it all figured out. You can just send me a message, and I'll help guide you through the process at your pace. Now, one of the biggest differences between Jacksonville and Miami is cost of living, and the numbers really do tell the story. Jacksonville is consistently ranked as one of the more affordable big cities in Florida, while Miami is right up near the top for cost. To give you an idea, the overall cost of living in Jacksonville is about 25 to 30% lower than Miami. That means that whether you're looking at groceries, utilities, or even healthcare, Jacksonville usually comes in at a lower price. But housing is where the contrast really shows up. The median home price in Miami is nearly double what you'll see here in Jacksonville, and rents follow that same pattern, with Miami often 60 to 70% higher for a comparable property. So what does that mean in real life? Well, in Miami, a budget of $800,000 might get you a 2-bedroom condo, while in Jacksonville, that same budget could get you a spacious single-family home with a yard in a desirable neighborhood. And that's why so many families, especially those moving from out of state, are drawn to Jacksonville. It's not just about the sticker price, it's about how much breathing room you actually get in your budget. When you combine that with no state income tax in Florida, the financial difference can be a game changer. Now let's shift from the numbers to the vibe, because daily life feels completely different in these two cities. Miami has this high-energy international atmosphere where there's always something happening, whether it's art festivals, concerts, food events, or nightlife that runs until the early morning. If you're someone who thrives on that fast-paced, cosmopolitan environment, Miami can be exciting. But that also comes with crowded roads, heavier traffic, and a cost of time that adds up. Jacksonville, on the other hand, feels more relaxed and spread out. It's a city by population, but with the feel of smaller communities stitched together. People bike to the beach in the morning, take their kids to neighborhood parks in the afternoon, and end the evening on their porches or at a local restaurant where they know the owner. It's slower, it's friendlier, and it's less about constant events and more about rhythm. And here's where the choice gets personal. If you love buzz and movement and energy, Miami will deliver that. But if you're craving space, calm, and a little more breathing room in your daily routine, Jacksonville might feel like a better match. And listen, if you're watching this and wondering which of those lifestyles would actually feel like home to you, that's exactly where I can help. Just text me. Let me know a little bit about what you're looking for. Maybe it's more space for kids, or walkability to the beach, or easy access to golf. And I'll put together a few neighborhoods and home options that could be the right fit. That's what my team and I do every day, and it's the best way to see whether Jacksonville really matches your lifestyle. Now, beyond lifestyle, careers and opportunities are another big factor. Miami has long been an international hub with strong industries in tourism, hospitality, finance, and international trade. It's a global city with deep cultural connections, and if your work is tied to those industries, it can be a great place to be. Jacksonville, though, is seeing rapid growth in a different set of industries. Healthcare, logistics, finance, and tech are all expanding here. Companies like Deutsche Bank, Mayo Clinic, and Johnson & Johnson have made major investments, and Amazon and other logistics leaders have a significant presence because Jacksonville is such a transportation hub with its port, rail lines, and highways. What that means is a growing job market that feels diverse and stable. On top of that, salaries often go further in Jacksonville because of the lower cost of living, and that's especially attractive for remote workers who can live here and work anywhere. Combine that with the fact that Jacksonville's population just passed Miami, and you can see why so many people are betting on the long-term growth of Northeast Florida. So here's where we land. The question isn't really which city is better, it's which city is better for you. Miami gives you culture, energy, international flair, and non-stop activity, but it also asks for higher costs, denser living, and a faster pace. Jacksonville gives you space, affordability, community, and a calmer daily rhythm, but it doesn't have quite the same level of nightlife or global recognition. The real decision comes down to what you value most in your everyday life. Do you want the excitement of Miami or the balance and room to grow in Jacksonville? Both have sunshine, both have beaches, and both offer Florida living, but they give you two completely different versions of it. So if you're seriously considering a move to Florida and Jacksonville is on your radar, send me a text. Tell me a little about your lifestyle, your family, your goals, and I'll send you some options that actually match what you're looking for. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about finding a house, it's about finding a home in a neighborhood where your life can really thrive. Thanks for spending this time with me. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.